Hello. It's time to go down to the bar. It's just us tonight, just me and the whiff. Had put a light on here for a second. There we go. It's time for some Alchema Pop. Or should I have a soda? Yeah, beer. Alright, here it is. Look what I got. Mexa Grape, Mexa Panoply, and Mexa Orange. You try that orange soda, you will never go back to high fructose corn syrup. But what's this video about? Well, I have mentioned in a previous video about back pain. Now, I've been dealing with back pain for many years. It was not due to any sort of traumatic injury or anything like that. Just happened. Now, some of it is posture. Some of it is I'm more crippled than other people. I don't know. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. But ever since October, actually, when we went to rechuchify the boiler here with this plug, which is still not correct because you can get a shock off of it, which was actually the video I mentioned the back pain in. If you go back to that video, that's when it started. That was like Halloween 2014. It just, the next day or something like that, I was in extreme pain. Oh, detergent day. It's going to be a detergent day. So anyway, been dealing with back pain, not just since then, but for a very long time. And since October, it's just been bad. It's just been hurting and hurting and hurting. And more recently, when they smashed out the window on my car, I was bent over picking up all those little fucking pieces of glass just because some dick had to break my window. Well, he didn't know that that would hurt my back, but it did, and it hurt it real bad. And for the last like month now, or whatever it is, I've been in very, very bad pain. So, years ago, I used to go to a chiropractor, and he was an old fogey, great guy, did excellent work, and ultimately what happened was he retired. So we went to another chiropractor, and that guy was a total fuck-up. The old guy would take me and he would put me on my side, twist me into a pretzel, and wrench my back. And every fucking vertebrae would go right through. Everyone would crack. And it was amazing. This guy would take your hand and just bend it in a way that it normally bends and say, okay, there, it's adjusted. Just showing you for an example. And I said, no, that didn't crack. He said, well, it doesn't have to crack to be effective. All right, he's allegedly a doctor, so he knows best. So I'll believe that. But it doesn't feel any different than it did before he did that. It's just like you moving your hand in the way it goes. And I'm not trying to be gay here. It just happened to be using that as an example. So I went to this guy and he says, so what's going on? I said, I got all this back pain, told him the whole story. And I said, I used to go to this old guy, he was great. And then this other guy didn't seem to do anything. And he says, well, you're in luck because I learned from an old timer. I said, all right. He says, all right. So I reviewed your sheet and I see what area you're complaining about. And we just talked it over for a bit about what may have caused it, which I'm not going to get into. And he said, all right, I think it's muscular, which is easily treatable. I said, good. So he said, he went and he said a lot of chiropractors don't really go through the muscular portion of it. They just kind of crack your bones and you're out of there and they make their quick money and that's it. He says, no, I'm going to take the time to do it because it is a little time consuming, but I'm going to do it because that's really what the problem is, and then I'll beat you up a little bit. So anyway, he did. he took some sort of ultrasound thing, and he went, and it was an interesting thing. Like, take your knuckle here and just press it and rub it like in a circle with your finger on your other hand. And what you're going to feel is essentially what I felt. It felt like, okay, that doesn't hurt, but it's kind of annoying. What's going on? It's a little, you know, and that going on for like 5-10 minutes gets to a point where, yeah. So after that, then he went and he took his hands and he pressed it with his thumb and worked his way into like his elbow, and he's like ironing out the fucking wrinkles. Like, he started, like, if the knot in the wood here is where the point is that it hurt, he would start here with his elbow and go, yeah. And when he got to that point, the pain was so excruciating, I almost had to scream. But he gets through that, past that point, and kind of like works it through, works it out. He knows the thing, what he's doing, you know. I don't know the terminology for it. And then he cracked everything. There were bones in my back I didn't know I had still, that I didn't know that cracked still. I can move now in directions I didn't know existed. I have so much flexibility. I can move. I got up from that fucking table. I could have danced and won a contest. It was unreal. And chiropractors aren't very expensive. A lot of times insurance will cover some of it and maybe only have a copay. So definitely, if you have any sort of back pain, go see a chiropractor and see what they can do for you. I have a lot of respect for that profession because they can do a lot of work, and it's mostly done just with their hands. Excellent, excellent people. Make you feel great for not a lot of money and no STDs attached. So anyway, even if you don't have back pain, you might consider seeing a chiropractor, maybe just to have a consultation, something like that. Because once you have an adjustment, you will never go back to not having one. Your back will thank you. Everything will thank you. Trust me, it's worth it. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention. If you still don't want to go to a chiropractor and you have back pain, alcohol works. Not telling you to drink, but been working for me for a long time.